Hello, good morning everyone. So nandito na naman si Teacher Jomac. Tutulungan tayo sa ating lesson sa General Mathematics. And for this time, proceed na tayo sa unang competency ng General Mathematics, which is represent real life situation using function. Okay, but then, bago tayo mag-represent, ano ba nga ba yung mga real life situation natin na may kinalaman ang function? For example, yung relation natin na, let's say, brother and sister. Brother and sister relation. Is this a function? The easiest way to determine whether a real life situation is a function or not, that is to determine their correspondence. Kapag 1-to-1 ba siya, many-to-1, or 1-to-many. Okay, example ko na lang yung kaming magkakapatid. So kami kasi, 5 kaming magkakapatid. Si ate ko ang panganay, Melody. O, dito si Melody, dito ang mga babae. Melody. Dito naman akong sumunod, Jonathan or Jomac. Tapos, followed by my sister Regine and my brother Jeric. And here comes the bunso, si Angel. Let's say for example, ano kayang correspondence nito? 1-to-1 kaya? Many-to-1 or 1-to-many? For example, si Jomac, kapatid niya si Melody. Okay, yes. Next, si Jomac, kapatid ko rin si Regine. Same also with Angel. So nakikita natin dito sa illustration na to na, okay, si Jomac, kapatid niya tong 3 mga babae dito. How about si Jeric? Kapatid niya ba si Melody? Kapatid niya ba si Regine? Kapatid niya ba si Angel? Of course, since si Jomac, kapatid niya si Jeric, therefore, kapatid niya din si Melody, kapatid niya din si Regine, at kapatid niya din of course si Angel. Based from this illustration, nakikita natin na hindi na siya 1-to-1. Malabong 1-to-1 na siya. At malamang hindi na rin siya many-to-1. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya 1-to-1, hindi siya many-to-1. So, hindi na siya function. Hindi rin siya 1-to-many. Kasi nga, many-to-many siya. So, therefore, this is not function. Ang brother and sister relation ay hindi function. Okay, next example. Paano naman kapag, let's say, student to their LRN. Ano kaya to? Function kaya or hindi? Okay, gawin natin example ng mga estudyante ko nung last year. Let's say, meron dito si Jomar, meron siyang LRN na 300 blah 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 hanggang 076. And then we have Dan Lloyd. O, Dan na lang. Si Dan Lloyd, meron siyang LRN na 104.002. Then, ito naman si Levi. 3 lang gawin nating example. Si Levi, meron siyang LRN na 104.007. Okay, so what do you think, guys? Ano kayang correspondence ng student to their LRN? Ano kaya to? 1-to-1 kaya yan? Many-to-1? Or 1-to-many? Yan ang sinabi ko kanina. Itong si Jomar, ito yung LRN niya. Itong si Dan Lloyd, yan yung LRN niya. Si Levi, yan ang LRN niya. Matanong ko kayo, guys. Kayo ba? Meron ba kayong classmate or kahit hindi nyo classmate, meron ba kayong kapareho ng LRN? Of course, wala. Sa isang LRN, possible ba na dalawang nagmamay-ari sa isang LRN? Of course, hindi rin. So therefore, this is 1-to-1 correspondence. So kapag 1-to-1 correspondence siya, alam natin na ang 1-to-1 correspondence ay function. So therefore, student to their LRN is a function. Okay, another example. How about kapag, ito naman, baby to their weight. Yung weight ng mga bata. Gawin natin kayo na lang mismo. Mas realistic, gawin natin student. Senior high school student. Student, yan. Senior high school student to their weights. Yung mga incoming grade 11, example natin yan. Okay, let's say itong si Pedro. Ano kaya weight ni Pedro? Pwedeng 57 kilogram. Itong si Juan. Pwedeng 53 kilogram. Pwede din bigyan ng pangalan. Itong si Jomar. Itong si Jomar ay, let's say, pareho sila, 53 din. Ito si Pedro, 57. Si Juan, 53. And then si Jomar, 53 kilogram din. Possible bang ganyan? Pwede. Okay, how about, let's say, si Levi. Levi, ang weight niya ay 80 kilos. Ang bigat. Ang bigat. So, possible na. Ganyan ang illustration natin. So, what do you think, guys? Anong correspondence nito? 1-to-1 ba siya? Many to one? Or one to many? What do you think, guys? Possible ba na si Pedro magkaroon siya ng dalawang weight? Remember, magiging not function lang siya kapag naging one to many correspondence. Kapag yung isang estudyante nagkaroon siya ng dalawang weight. Possible ba ni si Pedro, ang weight niya ay 57 at the same time 53? Of course, hindi. Pero si Juan, pwede ba? Of course, hindi rin. Hindi possible kay Pedro, hindi rin pwede kay Juan. Malamang kay Jomar at Levi, hindi rin possible. Pero possible na si Juan at si Jomar, pareho sila ng weight na 53 kg. So this is a many to one correspondence. So therefore, since many to one correspondence siya, nung sabi natin last time, ang many to one correspondence ay function. So therefore, ang senior high school student to their weights is a function. Clear ba tayo dyan, guys? Okay, so ganun ang function sa real life situation. Remember, ang function ay dapat one-to-one at many-to-one correspondence. So for this times, let us proceed now with representations of functions. Okay, isipin natin, ang function ay parang machine. Hindi ako marunong mag-drawing, so ganyan na lang. Let's say, ito yung gilingan ng karne. Yung gilingan ng karne, meron siyang lagayan. Ito, dito yung input niya. At dito yung output. Ano yung nilalagay sa gilingan ng karne? Malamang, karne, meat. Yung hindi pagiling. Okay, kapag pinasok natin dito yung meat, ano yung ina-expect natin na lalabas? Of course, yung durog na meat pa rin. Pero, iba na yung output. Hindi na siya yung meat na pinasok natin doon, hindi na siya as in meat pa rin na lalabas. Durog na siya, ground na siya. 'Di ba? Durog. So ganyan ang function natin. So parang machine siya mismo na merong input at merong output, wherein ang output palaging nakadepende sa output. So sa function, meron tayong X at meron tayong Y, wherein ang Y natin palaging dependent siya sa X. So to put it bluntly, since output is dependent on input, we can say that Y is a function of X. Y is a function of X, that is written as f of X is equal to Y. Written ko, Y is a function of X. So ganyan siya. Let's say for example, yung pagbibili ng ballpen. Magkano ang isang ballpen? Yung mumurahin lang. Let's say, 6 pesos. Medyo cheap. Medyo cheap pa lang yan. Mano na lang yung mahal. Yung dalawang ballpen. Magkano? That would be 6 times 2, we have 12 pesos. You expect kapag tatlong ballpen, that would be 18 pesos. And so on. So, depende sa bibili mo. So, mapapansin dito guys na yung bayad ng ballpen, nakadepende siya sa bilang ng bibilhin mo. So, malamang, kapag mas marami kang bibilhin, mas madami ka ring gagastusin. Ganun lang yan. So, mapapansin natin dito na, ulitin ko, yung bayad ng ballpen, nakadepende siya sa bilang ng ballpen. So, pwede nating gawin na, ito yung X natin, ito yung Y natin. This would be the input, this would be the output. So, ibig sabihin, we can represent the cost of buying a ballpen as a function of the number of ball pen we bought. So pwede nating represent as C of X is equal to, magkano ang isang ball pen? 6 pesos. So magiging constant siya, hindi yan magbabago. 6 pesos times kung ilang ball pen ang bibilhin mo. So dito guys, ginamit ko ang C para madaling intindihan na that is cost of ball pen. And then yung X, depende kung anong gusto nyo gamitin. Pwedeng N, depende sa inyo. Pwedeng N, number of ball pen. Pwede ring piece or letter P. Okay, depende sa inyo guys. So therefore, the representation of buying ball pen, we have C of X is equal to 6 of X. Let's have more examples. For this time, i-consider naman natin yung nasa book natin na ito, papakita ko sa inyo. Okay, I'll read. 100 meters of fencing is available to enclose a rectangular area next to a river. So meron tayong figure dito. Give a function A that can represent the area that can be enclosed in terms of X. So ganyan. And in order to solve this problem, let's start with the formula. A is equal to length times width. Remember, this is the formula in getting the area of any rectangle. And based from our figure, the length there is X while the width is Y. So we have here the formula A is equal to X and Y. But then it says in our problem that give a function A that can represent the area that can be enclosed in terms of X. So it is clear here in terms of X. So we don't need the value of Y. So we will think of something that will eliminate our variable Y here. Based from our problem also, it states there that there are only 100 meters of fencing available. So therefore, in order to fence that rectangle, we have here 1y, one width of the rectangle, plus the length, and another width, it should be equal to 100. To simplify this, we have 2y plus x is equal to 100. Okay, our target here is to eliminate the value of y there. So we are going to extract the value of y from this equation in terms of x. So we have here now 2y is equal to 100 minus x. How did we come up with negative x here? That is, we subtract both sides of the equation by x. So that is why we have 2y is equal to 100 less x. Dividing both sides of the equation by 2, we have now y is equal to 100 less x over 2. So from this point, we have already extracted the value of y from this equation. We are now ready to substitute the value of y here from our original formula. So from this, we'll now proceed. We have here a is equal to x, y. Let's substitute the value of y. We have a now is equal to x still, and y from our previous computations, we have 100 less x over 2. Manipulating now the equation, we have now area is equal to x times 100, we have 100x less x squared all over 2. And to denote that a is a function of x, we will put a of x here is equal to 100x less x squared. So this is already the function that the problem is looking for. Or if you want to remove the fraction from this function, then we will have a of x equal to 100 divided by 2, we have 50x less 1 divided by 2, that would be 0.5 x squared. This is now the function that represents the area that can be enclosed in terms of x. I repeat, you can use this formula or this formula. It's up to you. You can use the first one or the latter. Okay, so ganun lang. Ganun lang kadali mag-represent ng real life situation using function. So yung real life natin na yung fencing a rectangular area next to a river, this is the representation. A of x equal to 50x less 0.5x square. Okay, so ganun lang muna guys. Kahit dalawa lang yung example ko, hopefully may natutunan kayo. Kapag may mga questions pa rin kayo, you can reach me out with my social media account down below. Nandyan ang Facebook account ko, nandyan din ang Gmail ko. Pwede kayong magtanong sa akin. Kapag ang tanong ninyo ay may kinalaman sa piecewise function, well, sasagutin ko yan sa susunod na upload ko. So, abang-abang lang guys para may matutunan tayo at the same time ay matulungan ko kayo sa pagsagot sa module ninyo. Ulitin ko, ang next upload ko or ang next topic natin ay piecewise function. At kung ang tanong nyo naman ay bakit ang pangit ng sulat ko, well, bumawi naman tayo sa itsura. Joke lang. Pero kapag ang nyo talaga ay tungkol sa kapugihan ko, well, ang sasagot ko, hindi naman, medyo lang. Yan. So, yun lang guys. This is Jomac, Jonathan S. Macaraeg, signing off. Thank you for watching. God bless you all.